Hey guys, still hanging out at the camp in Raithe Mountains. It's a very chill camp, and it's not too difficult. There's two mobs here, one of them Shadow Knight and the other one Shaman. I prefer to fight the Shaman because I don't like that harm touch at the initial damage. And he hits for like 300 plus, so I'm gonna go for this one. I usually just kill the main person. Today I think I'm just gonna kill the pet first. I never do this. And I'm taking a lot of damage. I guess I got nuked. So, may not do harm touch, but he slammed me with frost for 238 damage. Pet's sturdier than I thought, and he's actually healing the pet, so he's a really good shaman healing the pet. So, next time, just kill the master and then feign death. If you're a monk, of course, you can do that. Other classes, you have to deal with this nasty pet. So my shaman doesn't have a pet yet, but I would like to get a pet. Dude, this is getting kind of close. There's my mend. So I normally just kill them and leave the pet alone. But, you know, I like to change it up here and there. So yeah, 60% health, and now it's time to finish the job. Oh, don't blind me. See, this is the problem with fighting shamans. This spell, it's the one I hate the most. Well, we didn't take too much damage while we were blinded. Still got a good healthy percent. 50% of my life. There they go running. So this is a nice, really nice chill camp. And when I logged on, there wasn't a whole lot of players. It is Sunday night at 3:30 a.m. Probably the lowest time of, or the player base at the lowest peak, I would say. Unless you're not in the United States, then it's probably a peak time to play. So we have 39%, and I just run over here. Occasionally run over here as long as I got good faction. They're still apprehensive to me. Just run over here and sell some of the fine steel weapons. Got plenty of time. It's about a 6 to 7 minute timer for respawn. If I'm really quick, I could fight the Shadow Knight, but I tend to just focus on one mob. And if I gain one more level, I think I could probably take both mobs, like fight one, fight the other, and then be ready to fight again when they respawn. So when I gain a level, they'll start getting a little less experience, but I can probably handle both spawns. And I think what's great about this is if someone else shows up, I can give them one of the other spawns if they're willing just to take half of it and I take the other half. So it's pretty cool. And you can pull these without getting aggro from both. So this is a great setup for a camp. And while I'm sitting here, I don't worry about roamers. Nothing seems to just wander upon me and attack me from the back. Like, you know, I don't got a stray wolf or lion just walking by and just attacking me, because that could be really annoying. So this is Raithe Mountains. These guys are level 35. So I think this is a good place to solo, starting around level 39 if you're decently geared. You can probably solo one of these at level 39. For melee, you probably want to be geared and probably starting at level 40. I think it's a good time to do it. And I bet you can level here for a couple levels without any issues. After this, I think a good place you can go to is the Over There. Plenty of mobs out there. It's a very open zone, so that's another one of my favorite leveling locations. But I haven't got many plans for where I'm going to level after this. I haven't thought about it too much. The highest level I got recently was my 43 monk, which is a character I still have active on another account. So a 43 human monk. I was last fighting in the Firot on that character, and I was struggling to fight the guards, the bouncers. And I wasn't very well geared. This was just when Kunark came out on the green server. And so it was a couple years ago, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. I was playing more closer to 3 years than 2. And yeah, my brother was playing at that time, and he doesn't play like I do. I make a ton of vaults, And he tends to stick to one main character and levels them up. So he was level 55 and I was level 43. And sometimes I would get buffs from him that would help me fight the bouncers. But on this character, I'm well geared out, so I can handle bouncers without any issues, without any buffs. But if I get buffs occasionally, man, I could just power level through. So I still struggle at level 40. Hey, I'm level 43 actually, so we tied my highest level. So at 43, I still struggle with blue mobs if they're within 5 level ranges of me. So I'm 43, so these guys are 35. You see how it was kind of close. And if I fight anything stronger than 35 right now, it can be really close. I probably couldn't kill a level 39 mob, even though I'm level 43. If I could, it would be not always like a guaranteed win. So I'm a little disappointed. I thought I could solo much better with the type of gear that I have on at this level, but it's becoming a struggle, and I think it's apparent that soloing past level 50 on a melee character, no matter how well geared you are, is going to be a challenge. And I thought I can at least solo to 55 without too many issues. I can, but it's going to be a point where once I hit level 50, I'm going to be focusing a lot of my fights on green mobs just because it'll be more efficient than fighting blue mobs. But then again, you start getting better disciplines, and then you start getting the ability to heal yourself beyond 50% life. So maybe, just maybe, I can fight some light blues. So the over there will probably take me all the way up to level 55 if I wanted to be super boring and just fight in the same location. But my goal is to try to get around and see as much of this game as possible. Exploring new zones, new camps, and there's always your favorite camps that they're your go-to places. This, I think, will be a go-to place for other characters as well. And I think when I get to level 40 on my magician, I can come out here and fight either one of these, and the harm touch will be thrown on my mob, my pet, not me. So it's probably doable. But I think when I get here on a shaman or a druid at level 40, this would be a good camp. Okay, so we're waiting for the respawn. I'm full life. I've got mend ready. This recording is going on 8 minutes long, so he's going to pop up any second now. If I recall, it was like 7-minute zone timer. Let's go ahead and clear up our copper coins to reduce the weight. I'm at 23 stones, so my AC's got a very slight AC penalty, and there he is. So you can get him before he summons the pet or buffs themselves, so that's a good idea. Be right on top of them. They didn't get a chance to buff themselves, and they didn't get a chance to summon a pet. And look how quickly I'm killing them. Oh my goodness, look at this, 37, 29%. They did manage to get off a heal, but now they're on the defense. So if they take off running and they go right into that Shadow Knight, I'll get blasted. So I haven't received any offensive spells cast on me. This thing is just trying to keep itself alive. Good. That's why it's good to get them right on this, right as they spawn. Now I have no pet to bother me. Alright, we're at 40% XP. See, at this point I can already fight the Shadow Knight. Let's go ahead and fight the Shadow Knight. So I don't even bother with the pet. Let's just go ahead and target the big guy. And he gave me 351 damage. That's okay. So he'll do some life taps, some life draws, and he'll do some nasty dots on me. So heat blood, that's not too bad. That's a lower level necro spell. I think my level 14 necro is using heat blood, so it's low level. And look at that. So how long do I want to stay at this camp? Well, as long as it's fun for me. I don't really care about max efficiency and leveling. I've always felt like EverQuest is more about the journey than the destination. And the destination for most people is end game. For me, when I do start reaching end game, the goal becomes collecting gear for alts and then re-rolling. So that's how you get this game with a lot of replayability. Re-rolling characters with new gear. So it's like those idle games where you play to get to the point where you start to plateau in progress, and then you restart. But when you restart, you gain some kind of permanent attribute buff to your new role, and then you can progress faster every time you do it. So in a way, this is similar to that feel to like idle games for me. So if I was to start a new monk, and I started out, because last time I started a monk, I was solo self-found, so I was using cloth, curse scale, fists. If I was to re-roll a monk and I had this same gear, I would probably get to level 20 in 2 days. I could just tear through everything. So 42% level. I think when I logged in, I was at 36. So we've already gained 6% off killing 3 mobs. So very good XP. And it's very safe. See you guys when the mobs respawn.